Okay, good morning everybody.
Good morning.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about another region of Europe. So we've already talked a little bit about this. So since you're so up to date on this now, what are some of the things that we can say about this region? Why do we say that this is a region? What are the defining, CERCA 2015, the reasons why these places would be included in the northern part of Europe?
Higher latitudes.
Yes, colder climate, coldest climates of Europe. What did we say about GDPs in general? Yes, higher GDPs in the north, and so in the northern part, since the core of Europe is here, you're going to have higher GDPs in general in the southern part and lower GDPs in the northern part, which is the mere reflection or reversal of what we find in the south. So where are we going to find more people?
The south.
In the south, good. And more, higher incomes, you're going to find more infrastructure. What else? So we have climate, we have infrastructure, social progressiveness. The north is known for social progressiveness. Europe is known for social progressiveness in the world. And in the north, we have rights, very high indicators of quality of life here, the highest indicators of quality of life in the world. It's known as a very progressive place, or moving towards the left or towards the socialist end of things, where you have very good government programs and housing and education and a lot of programs put forth by the government. A very good place to live, very expensive, by the way. So a lot of women in office, first women in office. We see a lot of social progressiveness in the north. Good, so let's just run over the pieces of what we are calling the north right now that's generally accepted. Let's start with what we can't see. Greenland, and Greenland belongs to
Denmark.
Denmark, good. Now has more autonomy, and the people there are what culture? Inuit. And now Greenland, and let's remember that Greenland and Iceland, so easy to confuse. Which one is big? Greenland. Which one is smaller?
Iceland.
And which one is actually greener?
Iceland.
And which is icier?
Greenland.
Wow, you guys are good. Yeah, that's so easy for me to flip. I'll bet it's easy for other people too. So if we talk about Greenland, Denmark there's more autonomy from Denmark now. It's a province, I believe, at this point in time. They pulled out of the EU, so Iceland is not in the EU, and Denmark is in the EU. And they, I believe, use Danish money still in Iceland. So we saw that picture of the head of lettuce, 29, not USD, but 29 Danish pieces. Okay, so we do have Greenland, we have Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. These are the Baltics. That little piece of Russia called Kaliningrad is there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Denmark, okay, great. So let's just go over a little bit. First, the northern peoples, the Inuit peoples, we did talk about the globe. I'm going to get the globe again because I think this is worthwhile. So again, if you look at where Greenland is, the Inuit people live in the north, and when the ice pack freezes, it's so easy for Inuit people to travel the ice pack. So they really don't know nationality. they go much more by their clans and by their culture, who they are as a people. And so there really isn't the division with Inuit people who travel on ice packs, often with reindeer. So I think that's worthwhile to say. Okay, so we did talk briefly about Norway, where we have the beautiful fjords. Norway is not in the EU. It's the only one, as well as Greenland, not in the EU. And so we have the beautiful cities that are almost like a necklace, a beaded necklace that you find dotted around the coastline. The Norwegians, very independent economy, which is why they're not in the EU. Fishing, gas, oil. Iceland here has Reykjavik. What an amazing place geologically. There's a split right in the middle of it where it's growing apart, actually. So it's a favorite place for geologists to go and study the geothermal action that's there. There's Sweden, which is the dominant economically and the most people in this subregion of Europe. Of course, Stockholm is here, just a very beautiful city, the city of lights. Really a big tourist destination. Cruise ships actually come in and will go up and visit Stockholm quite a bit. We have Finland here. Oh, and let's not forget about all the things that are produced. The Finnish produce phones. Nokia is a very popular brand. It's the furniture. What's the furniture that we find from Sweden that we find all over the place? IKEA, yeah. So all kinds of products, lots of wood products. The Finns are known for their wood craftsmanship too. They do share kinship with another country that's close by, and what is that? Estonia, right. The Estonians and Finnish share language and culture. And there's only a teeny tiny strait right here that separates them. Latvia and Lithuania were parts of the USSR. Following World War II, became pieces of the USSR, and so many Russians still live there. That's made it a little bit politically difficult for the Latvians and the Lithuanians. The Lithuanians also suffered loss of a port too. I believe, yeah, it's Kaliningrad right here. So this is a good port. Ports are very sought after, and the Russians really need ports, especially warm water ports. Also need farmlands because Russia, so much of Russia is very cold and hard to farm, and there's not many warm water ports, especially to give access to Europe. And so this was taken right here as a warm water port for Russia. The Latvians and the Lithuanians, both very interesting cultures, and are now in the EU at this time. So a lot of their problems are resolving. There's a lot of hope. And this location on the Baltic is especially choice and good. It's a good place to be. The Danish here. So what is the very famous port? Copenhagen. Yeah, Copenhagen. So what's it known as? Yeah, it's known as a break-a-bulk facility. So, break-a-bulk, we have ships coming in, as we were talking, we know ships here in Guam quite a bit. We know when ships come in, there's big giant containers. So when the containers come in to Copenhagen, they need to be unpacked. And the kind of ships that are coming in are very big seagoing vessels. That's necessary for the rough seas. So when all of the goods come in the containers, they get broken down, they can get put in smaller ships and go up the Baltic Sea here, or they can go on trains. They can get shipped out from there. Did I miss anything? Okay, that's good for now. Thank you.